Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am filming with Juvia's Place palettes. So these palettes were gifted to me by Beauty Bay. Thank you so much, Beauty Bay. They're so generous to me. Beauty Bay basically is a company that sells brands from like America and whatnot, so that us Irish people and UK people and European people don't have to pay smelly customs that are nearly twice the price of the stuff that we're actually buying. So Beauty Bay is a website basically that you can buy all these products off, and they recently just got in Juvia's Place. I first heard about these eyeshadows obviously because Nikki Tutorials raved about them. She said these are the most pigmented eyeshadows she's ever used. Very, very bold statement. Showed these on my Snapchat last night and you went crazy for them. You started buying them already even though I didn't even use them. So I wanted to do a tutorial on them just to see how they performed. Can I also just say I love the packaging. It's so different and unique to what like we normally see. Normally products are very like, you know, clinical looking, you know, very chic. These, I feel like these look like books. Like they remind me of like kids' books or something. I just think they're so cool and they stand out so much as well. Like if you see one of these palettes, you're automatically gonna know it's from Juvia's Place, which I think is really cool. These are the two palettes here. The first palette is the Sahara palette. It's like Granny's phone. I just love the like color combination and everything. It's so cool. The Masquerade Mini palette, so this very bright pink one, and yeah, don't need to say anything more. Like look at these pops of colors. I was so inspired by like these greeny tones. I really wanted to incorporate them into my look today. I'm super excited to use this neon color. I'll definitely be doing a tutorial with him soon. This is very pretty. So these are the colors in this palette. Again, you have a nice range from like your colors to like your browns and stuff like that. Obsessed. Obsessed, obsessed, obsessed. Let's see how they perform. Pineapple is intact. I have one eye done just because my shitty camera wasn't charged. No fault of my own, obviously. It's not like I forgot to charge or anything. One eye first, just because I never used these eyeshadows as well, so I wanted to play around with them first, get a feel for them, make sure I know how to use them properly before I try to give you a tutorial on it. So without further ado, let's get started. I don't have my full skin done, by the way. I literally just have like my base and concealer on. The reason why I like to do this is just in case there is any fallout, it's easier to clean up as opposed to whenever you have powder on and then when you try to put a cream over a powder again after cleaning up, it's going to get cakey. So I like to do the powder after I do my eyes. Now that that's cleared up so you don't think I look great. The first palette I'm going to take is the Saharan one, and I'm going to take this guy here, Katsina. Just a really nice kind of like toffee coloured eyeshadow. It's an unreal transition shade. Just taking that on my 6SS brush, putting that into the outer crease first, and then whatever's left, winging it upwards. What I find is these eyeshadows are super pigmented, so you only need to use the tiniest, teeniest amount. A little trick I like to use then is just taking like a clean brush and just some of like a face powder that you use in your face and just blending the very edges. So what that's going to do is literally buff the eyeshadow right into your skin because you're using the powder that you actually use on your skin, you know. Swapping over then to the Masquerade Mini palette. I'm going to take this next shade, Burkina. It's just like a darker version of Katsina. Okay, I'm definitely gonna butcher all these names, so please just like feel sorry for me as opposed to like judge me. A smaller brush, obviously this is the new Inglot brush. It's the 48SS, so it's great for like more defined crease work. So we're just taking him and keeping him a little bit closer to the lash line. Like you can see, I just literally dipped my brush into that once and look how pigmented that's coming out. And I'm actually very light-handed, like I don't use an awful lot of product. I like to kind of build my way up as opposed to just like throwing loads of product on my eye and then try to blend it out later. I like to kind of build it up, and that is insane. Like the pigment in these eyeshadows is just unreal. Blends so nicely. I'm keeping this colour a little bit closer to the lash line. Taking the shade Added then, which is more of like a reddy brown, on a smaller brush. Again, this is the Juvia 225. It's just a small little defined brush. It's just gonna add a little bit of warmth back to the eye before we deepen it even more. I wanted to incorporate the reds and the oranges from these palette into the eye just because I think it would contrast really nicely with the teal. and just to honestly show off more of the colours. So my main concern with this palette was that the mattes weren't going to be as good as the shimmers, but they're literally so insane. Like, they're so easy to blend. Like, you could see, like, that was literally effortless. It takes 2 seconds. And I'm just going to take a tiny amount of Juvia from the Sahara palette. It's just a very bright orangey red. Or else you could take the Cairo one from this palette if you only have the one. I just want to add a little bit more. Oh my god. Hang on, I'm shocked. I'm only after seeing this colour here now. How did I not notice that beforehand? God, I swear I am a fairy. That's such a nice colour. I'm shocked I didn't use him now. Ah well, next look I shall. Yeah, taking Juvia on my Juvia 228 crease brush. I'm only taking the tiniest amount of him. So I'm not going in, again, like I said, and horsing a load of eyeshadow on. I'm only taking the tiniest amount just to kind of like tint the colours that we already have on. Just add a little bit more warmth. God love my granny, I can just hear her walking up and down the hall. She's definitely like, this girl's talking to herself. They don't get it, like, obviously this is like a complete different generation. So I'd say they're just like, this girl is tan. Crazy talking to her friends on the internet. To deepen everything again, I'm going to take this dark Fulani colour and just pop that right onto the outer crease. I'm using a smaller brush. This is the Inglot 10S brush. So I like to pack on the colour first and then use whatever's left just to kind of blend it upwards into the crease. I like to bring this colour and slightly bring it up into the crease here just because I know I'm going to be using a glitter, the green, but I do want to have a little bit more depth just behind it. Okay, so I'm going to take a mixture of these two guys, Mali and Zola. So this is just a gorgeous, vibrant, kind of greeny shade, and this is Zola, which is more like a turquoise. I kind of want to mix the two together. So I'm taking them on a flat concealer brush. You can use these eyeshadows by themselves, they're literally so pigmented. Start to kind of carve out my crease. Like, do you see? Do you see? These are so pigmented, it literally looks like I'm putting a glitter on my eye right now, like insane. So just really packing that onto the lid, and then whatever's left on my brush, we're just slightly bouncing out here towards the outer edge. I am creating kind of like a half cut crease effect with this, and the eyeshadows are so pigmented I didn't even need to like carve it out with a gel or anything like that beforehand. You do want to make sure that you use a synthetic hair brush like this. It's what's going to kind of pack on the colour best for you. It's what works great with shimmer eyeshadows. And you can see there also that there's like literally no fallout. Insane. And I am so impressed with these eyeshadows. I cannot. It's going to be looking something like this. Then moving on to liner, I'm of course taking Inglot 77 gel liner and just mixing a little bit of Durline with it to make it a little bit more liquidy, so it's going to glide across the pigment a lot easier. Take it on my small 42T brush from Inglot. It's my favourite just because it is so small and it just gets things done perfectly, but it's not too small, like a little paintbrush that I have to like concentrate too much with. So starting at the outer corner first, we're just going to have it quite thick and then thin it more as we go in. And then just fill it all in, making sure you get right down to the root of the lashes, because that is my pet peeve. And I will judge you. For my favourite little trick whenever you're trying to get your smoky eyes super smoky, I'm taking a small drop of Durline. You might have seen me do this before, but I'm only taking the smallest, tiniest drop of Durline, a small little 13P brush. This is the only brush I'll use for smoking out my liner and the only brush I'll use when using black eyeshadow. But I'm taking this with like half a drop of Durline, really working it into the brush so that the brush is just damp. It's not like soaking. You really just want to work the Durline in. And when the brush feels like just damp, what you're going to do is you're going to pull it down over the gel liner and it's going to start to smoke out. Doing basically is the Durline is like the only thing that will reactivate a gel liner just because it is an oil base. So what this is doing is it's diluting down the edges of the black liner to make it look like we've applied an eyeshadow even though we haven't yet. This means that whenever we apply the black eyeshadow, it's going to be even more like intense and dark, which is what I'm all about. I know some people like to just apply a gel and blend it up from the gel liner, but that's like too risky for me. I'm not that brave, so this is kind of like the safer option and the easier option. Now, I have people come up to me like, oh, I don't know how to do this, and I automatically know, I'm like, you're using too much. You literally only have to use the tiniest amount of gel line, otherwise you're going to take off everything, whereas we just kind of want to move around the liner. See, it's kind of like starting to fade its way upwards. Just make sure that you're constantly kind of pulling downwards, like I'm not blending outways, I'm blending down the ways. Take a mixture of Adha and Fulani, the dark brown and the dark red, on my 10S brush and just blend the very edges of that. We're going to take the same little 13P brush and I'm going to take the colour Chad, which is the black from the Sahara palette. It's a good black, guys. It's a good black. I'm going to press that on top where we want it to be super dark. Again, like I said, this is the only brush I'll use for black eyeshadow. Black is a dangerous colour. It has the potential to ruin everything. It can, you know, if it has crazy fallout, it can ruin your face. So it demands respect. So we need to use it on a teeny ass little brush that we have a lot of control over. And again, going back in with your previous colours just to blend the edges. What goes up must come down. So I'm just going to use the exact same colours that I did on top underneath. All I've done now is just apply some black gel liner into my waterline and I'm just smoking it out with the black. Now you guys know I like to go like super dark and crazy with my makeup. You obviously don't need to go as dark or as blown out as me. I just wanted to recreate a look in this style that I love to wear just to see if it could perform the way I would want it to. And honestly it really has. Like I'm so shocked by like how pigmented and just so easy to blend these eyeshadows are. I have like a bright inner corner, so I'm taking this guy here, Giza. I'm taking this on a small little brush, there's no name on it, sorry. But you know yourself, any small brush would work for the inner corner. I'm gonna pop on some mascara and lashes. So the lashes I'm using today are in the style Hailee from xoxo. They're really kind of like spaced out, which is what I want. Really see the green popping through. That there is the finished look. So what are my final reviews on these palettes? Insane. Honestly, I am so impressed by these guys. I know Nikki said they were the most pigmented eyeshadows on the planet and give them a raving review, so I was so excited to try them, and honestly, she wasn't talking shit. These are so good, and for the price of them as well. The palettes are around 32 euros, which is unreal because honestly you're paying around 3 to 4 euro per eyeshadow. Insane. You can see how they perform. Like I don't even need to say anything else. You can see how they performed on my eyes. They are insane. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. This is my first review, I guess, on like a brand or a palette, and it definitely didn't disappoint. Like I already mentioned, you can buy Juvia's place from obviously themselves, or else if you are from Ireland, UK, Europe, you can buy it off Beauty Bay. They are stocking all their products now. I'll have full product lists for everything that's on my face down below. I am going to be starting a new fun series on my channel soon. I talked to you about it on my Snapchat already, called Second Impressions. I'll have that video up sometime within the next 2 weeks. I also have a fluffy brow tutorial coming your way very soon. It has been highly requested. I did it on my Snapchat, want to put it on YouTube, so it's here for life. So yeah, thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in my next video. You all laughed at me on my Snapchat whenever I said this, but I was shook, like shook train. Shook. Sorry, I'm so weird, I apologize for that. Definitely gonna be watching this back being like, why? Why did you do that?